Okay, so I'm currently working on this new character design, and she wears this big old combat boots. And it hits me that one of the tutorials that I've not quite seen yet anywhere is how to quickly and easily draw shoelaces. So I figure I put this thing together. Hopefully, it doesn't take more than 2 minutes or so. And shoelaces are very easy to do in Flash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have my any color selected. Really, I'm going to use white just so I have to minimize the amount of work I do. And I'm going to create a new layer. Make sure my brush tool is selected. And all right, yep, I'm ready to paint. Control Z. Let's see here. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more on that. Let's do 300. All right. So, okay, I'm gonna start. I basically start with just one of the sides of the shoelace first. And that's still too thin, so I'm gonna thicken it up a little bit. Let's see. That might be too thick. Okay, so let's go in even further. That looks about right. Sometimes you gotta use a mixture of zoom and size in order to get the right size that you need or thickness on your brush. So I have my outline selected where I have my outline basically drawn for where my shoelaces are going to be. So I'm just going to use that as a guide, but it's not set in stone, so I don't have to follow it 100%. So let's start with the bottom. But I promise you it's nice and quick and easy and painless. So now that we have our first side of our shoelace, what we're going to do is make sure we select it, and the quickest way to select it is just to select that frame. Use the outline tool, select any kind of outline you want color, fill that in, and there we have that. So the next thing we're going to do is on a separate layer, I'm going to draw the other side of the shoelace. So starting over here, okay, so now that that's done, now on this one, I'm going to do that as well. But notice how it just kind of looks like two zigzags, right? We got to make it look a little more dynamic, okay, a little more natural. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of the fill on this second one. I'm going to select it, the whole thing, double click on it. It'll select everything that's touching itself. Control X will cut it, go back to our previous layer where the other one is at, paste in place, and now we're going to take advantage of Flash's feature for detecting intersections to basically delete certain intersected segments. So that way we create a bit of variance. So here we're going to have a shoelace that goes over, under, over. So we're just going to kind of variate it. Every other one we're going to do that to it. Okay, so now we're just gonna fill in the rest. Alright, so we're just gonna work our way backwards here. Now if you are using all brush strokes for your outlines, then you feel free to select all this and convert lines to fills. Okay, so now the shoelaces look a little bit more like shoelaces, more dynamic, you know. So as far as my thing is concerned, I do, because my shoes, my boots here, have a little bit extra stuff to them. So what I'm going to do is I can either use the lasso tool to basically select the unwanted areas and delete them. Or I can use my line tool and basically with the line tool I'm going to use the color red just so I can be able to tell where everything is. And I'm going to, on a new layer above everything else, I'm just going to draw a line at the various intersections. Let's see, that's a little too. There. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way down there for now. So, let me adjust these a little bit. Adjust that. There you go. Just going to basically adjust it a little bit. And again, we're going to take advantage of Flash's intersection feature. We're going to cut, paste it in the layer that actually has your stuff in it, and start deleting based on intersections. If I get rid of the ones that are on the edges, I can go back and get all the middle ones in one quick, swift delete operation. So that also saves a little bit of time. Okay. To get rid of any color stroke, you can connect them all with another stroke that's the same color. Double click, everything that's connected that's the same color becomes selected. You can just delete it. And of course you can always just use the eraser tool, which, you know, requires a little bit more skill, but it's a little more direct. Okay. Now, let's finish this off with a little bit of a sweetener there. Let's put little holes on the shoe for the shoelaces. So, let's see. We're going to use our brush tool, and on that same layer where the shoelaces are at, actually I'm going to do it. You can do it on the previous layer if you want for organizational stuff, but in this case I don't think it's all that necessary. I'm going to select a black color first, go to my brush, get a nice round shape here. Yeah, that's good enough. And make sure our paint behind is our paint behind option is selected. That way when we paint on this thing, my flash is kind of lagging, so I'm going to save it before it crashes on me. Okay, alright, so That way when we paint, it paints below the shoelace. So we're just going to draw a little circle there, little one there, little one there, boom, boom, boom. You know, nothing too elaborate. Just a little sweetener, you know. It doesn't look too shabby. It just helps sell the illusion a little bit better. Okay, and one more. We just pick this gray color and paint behind that circle. Behind that black region. It'll make it look more like an actual grommet. I think that's what those things are called. Okay, and let's just go back and quickly tweak those little overlaps there again. And there you have it. Nice, fancy, fairly decent looking shoelaces.